Welcome to week 11. It is 38 degrees outside, so we are hitting some indoor zone 2 today. We've come to the most important part of this transformation challenge. And what that is last week was our last week at 1,500 calories, and that was the lowest we were gonna go. Now we are at 1,600 calories. And what we are implementing is called reverse dieting. Now, reverse dieting is well known in the bodybuilding culture. I'm not necessarily a bodybuilder, but I will utilize these concepts and these practices because they work. Reverse dieting is, what it means is when you are done or you are through the peak week of a fat loss phase, you don't just jump right back into maintenance calories. You incrementally increase the calories that you're consuming in a way that your body can acclimate towards your maintenance calories. So what that looks like for me during this fat loss phase is, last week was peak week, 1,500 calories. This week, I went up 100 calories to 1,600 calories. Next week will be 1,700. The week after that will be 18 to 2,000. The week after that will be 2,000 to 2,200. Week after that will be 22 to 2,400. And then after that will be 25-ish, and my maintenance calories is 25 to 2,700. I like to stick around 25 because that gives me a little bit of wiggle room throughout the rest of the week, depending what else is going on. So even though we are in week 11 of this 12-week fat loss phase, and we're still dropping some lbs, we are not done with the nutrition aspect. Macros are going to start shifting again because with those low calories meant that my protein went a little bit lower than I liked for it to go. I will be focusing on protein as we continue to move through this fat loss phase, even beyond it. Week 11 this week, we're at 190.3 pounds. That's what, 12 pounds in total, 12.2 pounds down in 11 weeks, which is right on target with the calories that we hit and the macros. Next week coming up, we'll do a body fat percentage scan so we can see after the total amount what we've come with. I will be spending a good amount of time in maintenance. Really, for somebody who is looking to gain muscle, lose fat, and the best way to lose fat is to gain muscle, you gotta be eating at your maintenance calories. Understand how to work with your calories, whatever your basal metabolic rate is. You can look all that up on Google. Get your macronutrients sorted out, your percentages, so that you can do reverse dieting appropriately. This is where most fat loss phases and diets, if you will, go wrong. They go on too long and they're not sustainable. That's why you got to do it in a methodical way. You got to do the incremental steps down into your fat loss phase zone, like I did, 1,500 calories, and then you got to do the incremental steps back up, reverse dieting towards your maintenance calories. And honestly, it's not the fat loss phase that's going to get me to where I want to be. It's the next part. It's maintenance, learning and implementing maintenance practices, calories, and macronutrients are the steps towards consistency, longevity, sustainability, of being able to be fit. And saying, 17 years ago, I was 350 pounds. I lost that 150 pounds in 1 year. And some people think that that's the biggest part of the story. It's not. It's this right here. 16, 17 years later, I'm still doing the thing. I'm still working at it. I'm still learning. I'm still helping other people how to learn how to do this, because it is a craft. You gotta learn it. If you want to learn your body, if you want to learn how to tune into your mind, body, and spirit, this physical fitness aspect is such an important and integral role. So learn how to do this reverse dieting, implement it properly, and then we're going to talk about how to learn how to do your maintenance zone, because that's the pinnacle of being sustainable in your life. Keep at it, keep going, just don't stop, just keep going. That was a successful Zone 2 session. We got to talk about reverse dieting, we got to talk about calories, macronutrients, and we got to talk about the maintenance zone, because these are the things that are integral to know for your life, your fitness. I also wanted to touch base on where we are at in 2024. It is mid to late November, and a lot of things have shifted. I live in the United States, in the external world. And I just would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge how much the external world can impact somebody's life, many people's lives, a lot of our lives. And I would say, first of all, probably don't do a fat loss phase and have the peak week of your fat loss and your lowest amount of fuel on the week of a presidential election. You want to talk about challenge. That was already a challenging week. It's still challenging. And to be low on fuel and missing the nutrients that my body needs to properly process emotions and mental states, was an added challenge. I don't have any answers necessarily of how to move forward. The basics: be kind, utilize empathy, be compassionate, empathize with those who are empathizing with you, because I know a lot of us empaths give our empathy away and we don't always end up in a reciprocal relationship of it. Compassion. Brene Brown says, the most compassionate people are the people with the best boundaries. Those are some things moving forward. And I just want to acknowledge that I feel like I've been through this before. Those first couple weeks that I did this fitness fat loss phase, and I showed you what I looked like, and I talked about what it felt like to be 350 pounds and to feel like the weight of the world was on my shoulders and that nobody understood me unless I fit in a certain mold. These are very similar instances, and I feel very resolved. I am never going back to how I felt or I let this world make me feel and carrying all of that on my shoulders again. It's not happening again. It won't. The physical fitness in your life directly impacts your emotional fitness, the way that you're able to process emotions and move through them. Your mental fitness, the way you're able to look at things and understand and pivot from different mental spaces and understand different conversations. And your spiritual fitness. Our spiritual fitness, all of these things put together, and being kind to one another and having really good boundaries. Be well, friends. Be well. Much love to you. Thank you for watching.